So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Tribes of Midgard video. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down what is an absolute huge update for Tribes of Midgard. We have new content, we have a revamped survival mode, new weapons, new blessings, new rooms, everything. So we're going to break this down into sections. If you do enjoy this kind of video, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, or leaving some feedback below in the video. And otherwise, let's get straight into this video. So first up is the new Saga quest, which is called Inferno. Inferno will have us traversing a new biome called Volcanic Spire. This Volcanic Spire will include all new creatures, materials, camps, and hazards for us to discover. It goes without saying that we will have to progress and defend our village through the days, eventually fighting this new, as they call them, ancients now, and beating the Saga mode through this new quest. To help us along with beating this new quest, we have a new weapon type called the Spear. Now, this spear has a considerable linear reach compared to other weapons, which means you can fire it faster and it will go much more in a straight line. You're going to be able to get this spear very early on. The villager spear is crafted with only wood, which means it's perfect for fighting off those early enemies. They've also added a new activity, which is fishing. Now, you'll have to craft these fishing rods, but once you do, you will see ripples in the water. Now, these ripples will open up a little mini game, of which then you'll be able to catch some fish. Now, if you're like me, I absolutely love the Saga mode, and I didn't really touch the survival mode once I'd done the challenge for surviving for 100 days. However, in the new blog that came out, Survival 2.0 has been completely rebuilt from the ground up. Now, the word from the developers is to rebuild this into a more relaxed gameplay loop, but equally exciting Tribes of Midgard experience. Now, the core gameplay for survival has changed. You will no longer be locked behind season level 2. No village equals no village to defend at night. Days will last longer at 20 minutes each. Hellthings will spawn sporadically throughout the environment at night, but will not attack the seed of Yggdrasil. The Jotunners now have their own arenas that you can choose to travel to and defeat whenever you want, which I think that's really cool. Now, there will be also Saga quests within survival mode, which will unlock powerful crafting stations that will allow you to sail to new lands, craft better loot, and take on greater challenges. There are some other changes to survival mode. An entirely new blessing tree has been created for the game mode that allows for more freedom to pick and choose among 90 blessings as you see fit. They have also increased the max character level to 50 for survival mode as well. The larger worlds, obviously, because now we can sail, we can move around these maps. The worlds are much bigger in survival mode as well. You'll be added new ways to encourage exploration via crafting in something called the All Forge. Now, you'll be able to craft beds, which will enable you to have a respawn point. You'll be able to craft bonfires, which will be able to keep you warm in those cold areas or at night, which is really useful. And you can craft shrines, and shrines act as fast travel points, allowing you to try to build your own travel network throughout Midgard. Now, we mentioned the All Forge. Now, the All Forge is something that is new to survival mode, which will mean because without a village, you're going to need somewhere to craft your items. Crafting stations can be upgraded to unlock more powerful recipes and even entirely new stations. The All Forge is located in the build menu and can be placed anywhere free of material costs. So think of it as like a workbench as such. The All Forge will repair equipment for the standard souls cost. Crafting stations, constructions, and decorations are all crafted from the All Forge. Overall, I think this is a really exciting thing. It's going to enable you to move around and build your base, your hub, wherever you want. The final thing that I want to touch on for survival is that you are going to be able to play as a solo session. You're going to be able to select that from the menu, and you're also going to be able to do a group invite as well, so you can set up the group and go into survival that way. Now, one thing very specifically about this update that I do want to call out is the VALKYRIE delivery system. Now, the VALKYRIE delivery system is something, think of it like insurance. So falling on hard times and your loot chest is halfway across the world, they have now added a consumable item called the VALKYRIE delivery consumable, and you will instantly reclaim those materials without having to go and travel over. So if you've explored an area and there wasn't a shrine over there, or you overextended and it was too cold for you at that current time, you're now going to be able to just press this consumable and you will instantly get all your things back as well. The next thing we're going to talk about is the blessings. Now, they have had a complete overhaul of the blessing. All characters are receiving 2 brand new blessings. And in addition to that, some of their existing blessings are being changed as well. And some of these are absolutely showstoppers. Now, I'm not going to be able to cover every single one here, but I will cover some of the ones that I really think do stand out. First up, the warrior has had some significant updates. So he has a new blessing called Underdog, which is called Feeling Surrounded. Great. Increase the damage dealt by nearby enemies. So you're going to be able to just jump in there now, and the more enemies around you, the more damage you're going to be able to deal. The ranger has a new ability called Ricochet. Each arrow fired has a 50% chance to ricochet, bouncing up to 3 additional enemies, which is really, really good. I can't wait to use that. The Guardian has something called Unwavering. The judgment of Forsetti is absolute, they say. Stand your ground against any who would dare otherwise become immune to knockback effects, which is really interesting. The Seer has always been really powerful, and it's had some really, really good updates to the blessings. Now, I could choose all 3 here, but the one that I'm really going to choose is that they have further empowered the Golden Apples of Youth. Reviving allies now triggers a healing pool in that area as well. So no longer will you have the Sacred Ground, where you will have that reviving pool, which, by the way, actually now damages enemies as well. You will also have healing pools every time that you revive teammates, which is really, really useful. The Berserkers had something called Wrath Soothe. It will gain HP for every enemy hit by your blast. Now, this is really useful. I love this. The Hunter has had some treatment as well. Their decoy is going to be equipped with a bow, which will also deal damage to enemies at range, which is really, really nice. The Sentinel has had a good update. It is the Shield Throw 2. Your Shield Throw ability now throws a second shield in rapid succession, which will just increase your DPS, which is really nice. The Warden has had a new blessing called Rationing, which means that you will gain a 25% chance to recover a potion immediately after use, which is really, really interesting. The final thing about blessings is that you will see you have a new screen that you'll be able to go through and see. It's much more easily laid out and has been previewed on the Twitter and live streams previously. Now, they've made a number of updates to the combat as well. Changes to durability, changes to mana gains, changes to animation cancelling. All in all, this is to increase the feel of combat. In addition to all of that, they've obviously had a patch note and they've made a ton of changes. Like I said previously, I will link the patch notes in the description so you'll be able to read them at your disclosure, because there is a ton of things here. In addition to all the blessings, we also have new runes, as you can see on the screen here. Now, the 2 that stand out for me are Night Owl, which will allow you to get those high value night materials in the day, which is really nice, and being able to nullify durability on all equipment. Oh, yes, please. If I could have that on my warrior, I would be a very, very happy man indeed. Then onto the new starter kits as well. You have a Nocturnal starter kit, which will allow you to have that Night Owl, which we just talked about as well, and Not for Speed as well, which will give you more speed at night. Another one that really stands out for me here is the Jewel Weaver, which will just allow you to have projectiles firing every time that you swing your weapons, which is really, really nice. Finally, this wouldn't be Tribes of Midgard if we weren't talking about cosmetics, and there is a metric ton of cosmetics in this update. They've also added transmog, which is a little side note here, so you're going to be able to make yourself look to what you want to whenever you want. But the cosmetics in this one really do stand out. We have a classic Viking set, a high Valkyrie cosmetic set. There is a Yarnsaka cosmetic set as well. And of course, there are new pets. Oh my god, I need a little yarn as fast as possible. I want a little mini tornado following me everywhere. Guys, that is it. It's a huge update for Tribes of Midgard. I cannot wait to jump into the new survival mode and try out all these new things that they have added to the game. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leaving a like or a comment would really, really help the channel grow. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy the update, and I'll catch you on the flip.